With fewer younger MPs, more women voters, but only a partial increase in women representation in the House. Fewer sittings and fewer bills. Here's a look at the parliamentary journey of 75 years. The number of parliamentarians aged 35 and below in the Lok Sabha has dwindled to a record low of 21, while this number stood at 82 in the first Lok Sabha. Their number has fallen by a fourth despite the total number of seats in the lower house increasing from 499 to 545 during this period, and despite the rising youth population in the country. In 1962, 62% of the male voters and 46.6% of the women electors turned out to vote. By the time of the 2019 polls, women had left men behind at 67.2% voting compared to 67%. However, their share in the Lok Sabha ranks remains low. In the first Lok Sabha, there were 22 women MPs, 4.41% of the total 489. The figure of 78 elected in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections is the highest ever, but it is still only 14.36 of the total. That makes it less than half of the 33% seats envisioned to be kept aside for women by the Women's Reservation Bill. While usually the Deputy Speaker is elected soon after the election of the Speaker, in the history of independent India, the 17th Lok Sabha is on course to becoming the first to not have a Deputy Speaker. Between 1952 and 1974, the Lok Sabha met for over 100 days a year each. The maximum number of days the Lok Sabha met in a year was in 1956, when it held 151 sittings, while its lowest was in COVID year 2020, when it met for 33 days. The highest number of bills were cleared by the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in 1976 during the emergency, when 118 bills were passed. The lowest was in 2004, when the number stood at only 18. The second lowest figure was in 2022, when 25 bills were passed. While the first Lok Sabha spent 15%, that is 551 hours and 51 minutes of its total time of 3,783 hours and 54 minutes on questions and answers, the figure fell to 11.42% during the 14th Lok Sabha.